some questions. Uh, in your problem statement, can you go back to your problem statement?
Problem statement. Okay. This one.
Yes. So you mentioned that uh, there's a limited access to technology. Okay. Uh, can you elaborate more on this, and also how your objective is going to solve this limitation of access to technology?
Yeah, yeah. From the interviews with academics that interested in the Internet of Things, uh, will discussion with them this point. How can the how can spread the technology in Libya widely. For example, how if the government can support the companies, support the farmers to get the modern technologies, because in the articles about Libya in the field of IoT, they mentioned that the the Internet of Things is not spread widely in Libya. This is the main challenge and the main problem to be the Internet of Things in Libya is not spread widely. So, when discussion this problem with academics that interested of IoT field, they shows their perspectives about this problem.
Ah,
Okay.
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 I think you don't understand my question. Okay, so usually, like for masters, if you have a problem, the problem will actually ties to your objectives. Okay, and that is where you are contributing at. Okay, so you stated that the one of the problem is the limited access to technology. So my question is, how you you plan to solve this, because I can see from your proposal, you 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 are proposing to do a study. Okay, but still doesn't solve the problem, right? That you list here, the study you want to do survey, it still doesn't solve these three problems. uh, how you want to address the technical skills. So usually if you want to address technical skills, there must be certain work that you have done in terms of the intervention, and then you look at whether it's effective or not. Okay, so even for the high cost, you develop something and then you make a comparison. Okay,
Okay.
to lower the cost, and you have a benchmark. So there must be a benchmark for you to specify whatever you have done actually solve these three problems. Okay, the results needs to show that you are solving these problems. So that is my question. How do you link your objectives to your problem statement by doing this research? How you actually solve this problem? You understand my question?
Again, your question, please, Mr.
Okay, because this is a dissertation. Okay, you are doing a mixed mode dissertation for master. So when you have this problem, your objective is to solve this problem. Correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you agree?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever your research is to solve these three problems. So my question is, how do you solve these three problems through your research?
Okay, okay,
Okay?
okay, okay. Your question is how I solve this problem, yes, to achieve the objective one, yes.
No, no. How, whatever you plan to do, okay, in terms of your study, in terms of your interview, solve these three problems.
To achieving the research objectives.
Yes, how your methodology actually solve this problem. How your objectives, whatever your research objective is to solve the problem that
Yeah,
you specify here.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because you do the research with the objectives of solving a problem, right?
Yeah.
So there will be methods that you propose, which is to solve the problem. Okay?
Okay.
So you may want to look into it. Okay?
Okay.
You cannot just blindly put three problem statements, but I don't see the linkage between your objectives within your methodology with your problem. Okay?
Okay. For problems statement, these are just examples. The problem statement is there are challenges such as blah blah blah. There are challenges face enabling the Internet of Things. How can addressing and facing these challenges for enabling the Internet of Things based agriculture in Libya? The problem statement is there are challenges. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Mr.
definitely
Yeah.
there are
Yeah.
challenges, and as like I say, for masters, when you do a research, is to solve the challenge. Okay, so whatever outcome that you have needs to solve this challenge. Maybe you can discuss this more with your supervisor on how to formulate your problem statements. Okay,
Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay.
okay.
Okay.
Then going to your objectives, if you go, can you go to your objectives?
Okay.
Okay, so your objective is to present the challenges. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I say, I don't see the linkage between your problem statement and your objectives. Okay. In your objectives, you say you want to present the challenges. I can see from your report that is a paper by Ahmed Garira, okay, that you cite in your report, that already done a case study. So on the challenges, I think you also just now present the challenges as well. So how different is it that your objectives will be better than what they have done in the past, the case study that they have done in the past? Because they already, just now, even your presentation, you already present the challenges from the existing paper. Okay, so how different is whatever you are proposing in your case study different from what already done?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. In this presentation, I mentioned that I mentioned some challenges of that face enabling the Internet of Things-based agriculture in Libya. I got these challenges from some articles, but I think there are another challenges for enabling the Internet of Things in Libya. I can get another challenges from the interviews when I discussion this problem with interviewees, with academics interested in the IoT field. Perhaps we'll get another challenges and know what the most significant challenges of enabling IT-based agriculture in Libya. The challenges that I mentioned in my report, just I get them from some articles. Perhaps in this time or in future there are another challenges. So my first object will be present the most significant challenges face the enabling IoT-based agriculture. This object depended on the data from the interviews with academics. Okay.
Okay, so you are saying that through the interview you can get a different perspective of your challenges, right? And that is why you put the most significant challenges which you want to find in addition to the existing paper. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So in your methodology, if you scroll down, I can see that you actually have proposed the interviews, but there is no validation. How do you validate that? Okay, whatever questions or questionnaires or interviews that you conduct actually being validated, the quality, and also it actually can comes out with better how to say better perspective of how you want to achieve these objectives.
Yeah. Yes.
So how do you plan to achieve these objectives through your method? Because I don't see that there is any validation in your methodology.
For what?
Okay, how do you plan to achieve these objectives? Okay, of you say propose finding out new challenges. Okay, that is not available from in the existing literature from your methodology, because in your methodology you just select, refine the research focus, and then you straight away go for your data collection process, which is the interviews, but there is no validation on your questions. So usually if you want to do questionnaires or qualitative research, there must be certain validation. I don't see the validation in your methodology. So my question is, when you don't do the validation, how do you plan to achieve these objectives from your methodology?
Yeah. Your question is how can we achieve the finding new challenges from interviews using my methodology? Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yes,
Yeah,
that's right. But in your methodology, there's no validation.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So when there's no validation, uh, how do you plan to actually find new challenges? So the validation of questions or a qualitative research is actually an important step. Okay, but it's not available in your methodology. So maybe it's
yeah.
something that you want to think about, and also you want to discuss with your supervisor as well.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So another comment, your second one is regarding the proposed solution. But in your methodology, I also don't see that you actually uh, have a solution, because usually when we do a proposed solution, we will actually validate that this solution, or whether it's the method or the framework, actually works or not. Okay,
Okay.
but this is also not available from your research. So not available in your methodology. So your methodology needs to actually tie back to your objectives to show clearly at which section is actually to solve the objectives. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
you can discuss this more with your supervisor as well,
Yes.
because yeah, I think so far my comments is that there isn't any link between your problem, between your objectives, and also your methodology. I can't see clearly how you plan to solve the problem, how you plan to achieve the objectives.
In
Okay.
chapter 6, yes. In the methodology, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So you
yeah.
have your proposed framework, right?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
you go down just now you show your framework. Okay.
okay.
That which part actually uh, is done to achieve research objective number 2.
Yeah, yeah,
It's not clear to me, because I don't see that there is any solution being proposed and being validated. Okay.
yes, yes, okay, okay.
Yeah. So I think yeah, that's all my comments. Uh, yeah, maybe you want to spend more time discussing with your supervisor to actually fine tune this better, so that the problem of the research, the objective of the research, and also the method that you're applying actually fulfills the requirement for a master's dissertation. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's all from me, Dr. Shankar.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chong. Thank you, Adele. And then Adele will speak about this comments and so on, maybe tomorrow. All right.
All right, okay.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Chong, for your time. Bye bye.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Mr. John. Thank you.
Okay. All the
Okay.
best.
Okay, thank you.